Hello, everybody. It's Mr. D at In the Middle, Mr. D1 at blogspot.com. I've been thinking for a while about chest voice versus head voice and how we should deal with that with our middle school students. And the reason it came to my mind is because last year I had several feeder school, new teachers in the feeder district that feed to my school. And I know they don't get a lot of time with their students for choral purposes, so I know it's challenging in the elementary school. But I had I noticed at our zone festival that a lot of the children were using chest voice, and they were yelling quite loudly, and I was really concerned about what that was going to mean for me when they came to middle school. So I was, when they arrived, I noticed that they were having trouble grabbing the concept of head voice. Fortunately, with S cubed, I'm always using my falsetto, and they echo back to me in that voice really easily, and so they get the right tone quality. But when it's time for a song, like when we started singing City Life from John Jacobson's partner songs, and Home, more so on City Life than Home, but also from the same book, and a little bit from Thunder Lizard, which is from Music K8. These are three that I often do with those sixth graders when they come in. I noticed some yelling in the lower range, students not really noticing anything about blend, and so I decided, of course we do all the sirens and all the things that we all do to get them in their high voice, but when I'm noticing that there's a bad connection here, but I hope you guys can see okay. Anyway, so I noticed that I decided to make light of it, and so they sing, "I love the mountain, I love the rolling hills, I love the flowers," like that on City Life, and I decided to just yell and say, "I don't want you to yell at me. I love the mountains," and just make light of it like that. And then they sort of laughed with me, and then I did the right thing. "I love the mountains, I love the rolling hills," and it worked. Of course, I sang with much more energy than that to keep them singing with energy. So I think it's really key that we get them in that register right up front, early in the time that we have them, so that they will use the right technique. Now, I am not one of those people that says never, ever, ever use chest voice, but I don't use it with the children for a long time. Like in sixth grade, I wait until fourth 9 weeks, usually during the musical time, if there's a song where it's appropriate for them to use it, and I teach them about how to support and use their diaphragm, and we're working on that all year anyway. But this is something I think that the choral purists, I know that's really harsh, would probably disagree with me on, but I think that there's lots to be learned when you work through the chest voice some, and that's why at the end of the year in fourth 9 weeks I pick songs, and we did It's a Hard Knock Life last year. And of course, I don't want them to belt the entire thing. The young kids, I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but the sixth graders were participating in that song. So at the end of the year, when I was ready for them to work with their chest voice a little bit, some of the time, I taught them about how to support it, and then I also taught them about nasal belting, especially with Hard Knock Life. And they didn't really have to belt when it got above a certain range, so that way they could enjoy the tone quality and the tone colors of a song like that, and learn something new and different. So fourth 9 weeks, they have some things that are traditional as well, but the choral stuff, but they have a lot of things that are new and exploring tone colors. So my approach, I guess, to teaching, to sum it up, to teaching chest versus head voice is going to be head voice at the beginning of the year, teach them proper technique, use all the sirens, model the proper vocal tone colors that you want them to use, teach them to support it. Sometimes they get the impression that it's always going to be lighter and softer, and of course it is a little bit, but that's not always the way it is. So you can help them learn to support it, and that's going to help them when they do explore their chest voices a little bit later. And then as they get older, by 8th grade, I'm working a little bit with the mixed voice, but I'll save that for another time. All right, well, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. I might be doing a little bit of vlogging, random vlogging, over the next weeks, and if anything helps you, I hope you can use it. All right, thanks. Have a good one.